Hey, this is Hank from Boomwired, and today we're going to look at Rogue Shooter, the FPS roguelike. Now, you're going to ask yourself, why am I in windowed mode? Well, this is probably the biggest problem in the whole game. Every time you get into the game, you're going to have to reset the full screen and reset your resolution. Every time. But don't worry, you're still going to have to set it up twice, because if you do hit apply again, it will have that lovely little bar on the bottom. But let's get to the meat of the matter. Game has some basic options, rebindable controls. You have a little upgrade system that you upgrade your health, damage, inventory, whatnot, which you earn through upgrade points or intel, as the game likes to call it, which you collect throughout the game, which you're gonna die a lot. And then, as you pick up more inventory, you know. Gives you little tutorials on all the little enemies you play with. Nice little bias stare, if you will. And gives you a nice little overview. Game has no sense of surreal, realism. It's very over the top, quite humorous. It's good stuff. And then you also have your backgrounds you can look at, which basically are your loadouts, if you will, if you're familiar with Call of Duty at all. And each one gives you a little bit of info as what the loadout is and a background per se. And some of them are completely useless, like the Inventor and the Tourist. For example, Tourist, you literally have a camera which you flashball the living out of, and it does no damage. And you get a Hawaiian shirt for your armor, because they're awesome like that. And then you got some like the Medic, which you heal yourself a lot, and then you got the Inventor, which has some crazy guns like a dog launcher, a quicksand gun, and a trident with a shotgun attached to it. Because sanity. But yeah, the game itself is just out there, as with those three guns. It's just crazy. Then you got your little science experiments going on over here, which is basically boils down to a super easy, simple crafting system. There we go, derp. And it's real simple. The only problem is you'll very rarely find half these things. You'll go like 2 or 3 levels before you actually find anything to craft. And then your logs, which basically give an overview of the whole game, which you pick up using intel. And it's quite amusing, especially the part where one person questions why there's literally over 100 elevators for every single floor, or to get to each floor, literally, instead of one basic elevator taking you straight up. Alright, and let's get to the game itself. Now, just for time consideration, we're probably going to play on the harder settings because it'll take forever, because easy literally is easy as it gets. I'll literally play through all the way to level 50, no problem. Medium or harder, or hardcore as they call it, is the only reason you're not going to want to play this is if you've never played anything like this, and it's fairly simple still. And then you got harder core, where it pumps up the difficulty and gives it a lot more challenge, and you're gonna die fairly not fairly quickly, but you'll get to about level 15, no problem. And hardcore, unless you beat the game, you're gonna die within the first 3 levels, guaranteed. And the difference, other than difficulty, is how much intel you collect. Easy being like you'll probably pick up every time you pick up intel, I think it's like 5, and then like harder core you'll pick up it'll be like 60, 70. But let's get to the game. Alright, we're gonna we'll play as Meg because I haven't tried that yet. And then also your perk system. Your perks act as perks, and you can pick up more of them later on throughout the game through XP, which easiest way to get XP and level up is clearing out the whole level, which it's not really as hard as it sounds, because each level is literally about 2 minutes in length, which, it's good for a little pinch here and there. We're gonna call this guy Steve. Why not? And if I could spell, that'd help. Alright, let's start it. And you get introduced to the lovely elevator music you're gonna hear every time you start playing. And here's the vending machines, which can't use anything. Depending on the loadout, you actually do get credits to start with, but there's nothing here and we don't need anything, so we're just going to move on. And as with any roguelike, every single level is randomly generated. The only problem is, every single level looks the same, with different paint job. What do I mean? Look at all the hallways. You're going to see a lot of hallways in your life when you're playing this. Also, the enemy AI is dumb as dirt. They see you, they want to murder the living out of you. That's pretty much all there is to it. With some exceptions, like that guy tried to throw a net at me and other people throwing miscellaneous whatnots, and all you're going to do is run away. And hope you don't get in a corner like I am. And I've already got the exit unlocked, which you can exterminate X amount of creatures to get to the exit and just keep on going, but if you got the health and the ammo, might as well explore everything on the floor and keep on trucking. And I just picked up a craftable item. What other guns? Ooh, let's play with this little toy. This is the quicksand gun, which that lovely guy just introduced us how it works. No. Now the other thing is, you cannot aim up or down. It's literally straightforward. Your mouse literally turns you left or right. That is it. Because there is no height at all. You cannot look up, you cannot look down. It's quite annoying, especially when you're used to any other game. It's kind of nice in the fact that, you know, there's not a whole lot of depth. You can pick up this game fairly quickly if you want to burn a few minutes and come back to it later, which they finally implemented a save feature, because originally when this game was released, it did not have a save feature. It was have fun, go through 100 levels if you make it good for you, and if you don't, well, you gotta quit. Better leave that PC on, because otherwise you're not gonna get through it. And yeah, there are some glitches, like this guy doing the disco over here. This is probably the 4th time I've found a creature spawned into the wall. And I can agitate him a little bit, but he's stuck in there. He is stuck. Now I've encountered another glitch where I saw a guy on the radar, and I look out the window, and he was just having fun outside. Bored as hell probably too. Now we're just going to wander around the map real quick here, see if I lost anything. Then we're going to go to my inventory, and oh, look at that. Turns your deceased foes into intel. Oh, that's cool. I never saw this before. There's nothing to do, so we're just going to exit floor. You do not need to be next to the exit to exit, which is nice, considering it saves you a few seconds of your life. We're just going to keep on trucking here. You can only have 2 weapons equipped also. You can have lots of weapons in your inventory, based on how much space you have, but at the end of it, you can only have 2 equipped at one time, which is nice. Downside is when you run out of ammo, which you will run out of ammo, it's just a matter of when, you're gonna have problems, especially when you're being attacked by large quantities of baddies. That it's just gonna be a pain, especially switching between weapons, because that's how I end up running out of health a couple of times, is just by trying to switch through inventory, which can be a pain. Alright, let's grab it. Oh, hey buddy, that's not nice. No touchy. Okay, apparently I can't, and you can't outrun some of these guys, and it's annoying as heck, because... Oh, the melee system's annoying. It's broken. At least I feel it's broken. Every time you kick, you thrust forward. Well, that's great, up until the part where when enemies melee, they also thrust forward. So you'll be going and having like a mini mosh pit in the lovely space station that you're in here. Alright, let's go grab that yellow thing up here. And let's see what we got or picked up. Ooh, craft something? No, yes. And we got stim. Okay, cool. Damage increase. Let's use one of these. And these are hotkeyed, but for some reason I always seem to forget. And the secure tabs, which, let's see if I fail it. I seem to fail these pretty bad. And basically the object is you control this guy with your mouse and be attacked by that lovely little red heart of doom while avoiding the rip-off things from asteroids. And woot! 54 credits. Now, oddly enough, first few times it was not very straightforward at all on how to do it, so I failed miserably. And cool. That's actually the first time I've ever done that. Most of the time I just use the hotkey to get out. And the nice thing they do with the levels is they do break it up a little bit. There are some levels where you have, I think it's 4 minutes, 5 minutes to get out because of gas. So at least they do vary it a little bit here and there. No. But yeah, the enemy AI is about dumb as dirt. They're gonna find you, or see you anyway, and they're just gonna start following you, and we're just gonna kick you off. The other thing is that a lot of these enemies can grapple you, which is annoying. Let's switch my gun. There we go. Yeah, and I'm just gonna die royally because I forgot to hit my health. And that was Rogue Shooter. It's a nice little time waster with a couple little, flaws like the overly simplistic AI, the video bug that was shown at the beginning, and the overly simplistic gameplay, which also plays to its advantage as it's a nice little time waster where you can jump in, jump out with no real issues. Personally, I would buy it only on sale, but you can also try the demo, which is nice that they actually had one. And this is Hank signing out. Peace.